Well, I don't want to say a certain percentage, but I would say the overwhelming majority of small business owners that I've met around the country don't have any documented processes in place. It's just sort of a tribal knowledge where, John tells Jim, do this. Jim tells Mike, do this, and they get away with it. They actually have some success
We have
for a while.
always, every year, publish a manual, and it tells exactly what the policies are and exactly what should be followed. And of course, that went into the next year's book. But the book of policies, because when you have a number of account executives and different accounts and geographical problems and then of different divisions and different companies, then of advertising agencies, it gets pretty complicated to determine, which account is which. So we put it in an easy to read manual, and if there is a dispute, which there is every so often, we put them together and say, hey, work it out.
But the processes are designed to give the company structure, right? Why can't somebody who's watching this, who's having success with just 3 guys, Mike, Jim, and John, they just know everything up here. Why can't they just keep on going down that path? Why do they need processes?
Well, you need process because it has to be a standard way that you do things, and you do it all. The best business, I think the one I could point out was when they started FedEx. It stunned me to realize that every FedEx package, even if I send it across the street, goes to Tennessee first. And the reason is that if you're doing something that happens every day, you shouldn't have to think about it. So this is to eliminate that different policies, let's say, from different people who may be handling the same thing. And that process also obviously relates to the profit. If you have too many people doing too many things that do not bring profit, it's a waste. I would say to somebody who asks me, because they all ask, how much revenue do you do, how much business do you do? I said, that is a nice question, but it doesn't mean anything. I can do any amount of business you want.
But are you making any money?
That's it. What is it that makes money? The real thing is the net profit that you're able to take home at the end of the year and that you get to keep. So the profit comes from different places. As I said, sometimes profit comes from financing. Sometimes if you're dealing with a bunch of suppliers, if you give them a better than they asked for payment schedule, you're able to negotiate a little extra discount from it. If you have an anticipated profit, anticipated volume, you can do that. I have taken merchandise, like we used to sell a lot of merchandise for delivery at the end of the year, but we'd book it all year long. So I got in touch with my best suppliers and my best items, and I said, I want to renegotiate these prices down, but I'm going to take something. You always have to give something when you get something. This is a motto of mine, always give. And I said, what I'm going to do is I'll give you an order by the end of July so that you're not stuck with anything. There'll be firm orders. And that's what I did. And there were products that I was able to beat the price on. And then there was others where you talk to a supplier and say, we are your biggest customer, one of your biggest customers. I don't want anything special. But let's say above a certain volume, there should be an additional discount. And I think you can afford it because, as long as we pay on time and everything else, that after we've achieved a certain volume, we get a discount. We get and it's perfectly okay. Everything is good, everything's legal as long as it's published for everybody. He says, well, we don't even do this for this customer. I said, I don't care what you do for other people. That's not my problem. My problem is how we work together and get the most out of each other we can. And I really do need this additional profit.